You cannot go through life blaming people for crossing a line that you never drew in the first place. I was guilty of this for years. I used to think just because I compensated in other areas, such as providing, such as being an honest person, that was enough to get people to treat me right. And it's not. You have to be very clear and very open and communicate from the start, whether it's a partnership, relationship, friendship, of the things that you will not stand for no matter what. Those are your standards and your boundaries. And the only way to create standards and boundaries in this life is to first vocalize the things you will not tolerate. And then second, back those things up with action when people cross those lines and break those boundaries and go against those standards, which they will, which is normal because not everybody is like you. I used to be so delusional. I used to think because I've got a good heart and because I throw some money around and because I treat people accordingly, then I'm going to get that in return. And that couldn't be further from the truth. You don't get based on what you've got inside. You get based on how you act on the outside. So if you just sit and keep your cards close to your chest and just think, well, I'm a good person with a good heart, and if people can't see it, how are they supposed to see it? You've not got it wrote on your head like a teleprompter. Like, people are not psychic. They do not know what's going on inside. So you have to vocalize the things you don't stand for very early. Whether it's the first date, first meeting, first outing, when you are around some people, some new people or a new person for the very first time, I'm not saying sit them down and go, right, I won't tolerate this, I won't tolerate that, and lay out some big list. But let it be known, ask those questions and be prepared to answer those questions in return. Let's actually communicate. Don't be sat on a first date or going for a first business meeting and asking stupid questions like, what's your favorite color? And then wonder in 3 months' time when this person starts to walk all over you because you've not set the bar, you've not set the standards, you've not let them know from a very early stage what you will and will not tolerate. And that is where most people, me included, I did it for years, let themselves down. And then they wonder why the relationship, the friendship, they wonder why they get betrayed, they wonder why the opportunity, the partnership falls through. It's because they have not been very clear, crystal clear, because people cannot read your mind, remember, of the things they will not tolerate. So if you take anything from this video, you have to vocalize what's going on in here. It's not good enough knowing that you've got a good heart and just thinking, oh, I'll get it. Like, good people win in the end, and all these stupid quotes that you see on Instagram. Like, it's lies. Good people do not win in the end. People who vocalize the things they will not tolerate and then stand on those things, those are the people who finally attract the people that actually appreciate them and their time and efforts. The only way you're going to get that is by vocalizing and being very clear from the start of the things you will not tolerate. And when that becomes a part of your identity, when it becomes second nature, things in other areas get stronger, like your ability to cut people off. If you know your standards are high for a right reason, if you're an honest person, if you are reliable, if you are loyal, if you have a lot of self-respect, then it's only a matter of time before people come into your life that fit those narratives, that support those decisions, that back those standards and live up to those standards too, and respect your boundaries. Most people who are getting walked all over could have set boundaries early in the beginning. They could have set standards early in the beginning, but they were too busy having fun. And I'm not saying go into a first date or a first meeting or when you meet new people, be super militant with it. Just be clear. Keep it relaxed. Keep it, just vocalize what you won't tolerate, and you'll be surprised at how long good relationships last, and the good partnerships and good friendships last, and the good things last in your life, and how quickly the shit ones fall apart and the rubbish ones disappear. People won't come near you if you have that level of self-respect. There's a saying, takers recognize givers. It's silent givers. It's people who just give and then wonder why people just take without saying no, without learning to say no and setting some boundaries. Sometimes you're just asking to be walked all over because people it's like they sort of unconsciously know that you're a mug and you're not going to set some standards, and you're not going to walk away if they cross the line, because they've been crossing the line with that many people. Why are they going to think you're going to be any different if you don't vocalize it? If you don't say very clearly early on of the things you're not going to stand for no matter what, then you can't moan when further along down the line when someone's taking the living piss out of you. That's just how it works. You see, for the first the first few months when you meet someone and you're speaking to someone, or, you know, you start working with someone, that's like a behavior training period. That's like a period where they know subconsciously how far they can push you. People have like an innate ability to try and stretch you as far as they can. Like, people would love to get away with murder with you, but it's up to you whether you let them, you know. And certain people have just took the piss out of everyone their whole life. So you're going to be nothing different if you don't set standards. I'm not saying you can't, like, give someone leeway and give somebody a bit of slack, or, you know, help somebody through some mistakes and just be like zero tolerance, nothing. But you have to have a set level of standards and boundaries and certain behaviors that you will not tolerate, because once you tolerate a little bit, then you'll be tolerating a little bit more next time. You hear it all the time, like, once a cheater, always a cheater, or sayings like that. That's because when you already set the bar and you say, I'm going to take you back anyway, when you already set the bar and say, oh, you've already bumped me for money that I borrowed you, but I'm still going to borrow you more anyway, people are just going to take the mick out of you. Like, certain people, they just haven't got good character in them. But if you let them get too close to the point of where they become a part of your life, and it's an even bigger struggle to let them go, then you're just going to keep rolling over every time they do take the piss. Be very clear from the beginning of the things you will not tolerate. I'll say it 20 times in this video until it sticks. But I was a victim to my own stubborn mentality when I was younger, and I used to get into relationships. I used to think, nah, I'm not explaining myself. I don't have to be. You have to teach people how to treat you in this day and age. And it's sad, but it's the truth, because you got to think, a lot of people haven't been with somebody like you. A lot of people don't know what it's like to have a friend, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a person like you in their life. So just to expect them to come into your life and just cherish you and know how to treat you and know how to behave and respect you when they've never had anything like you in their life is delusion. It's straight delusion. How can you expect somebody to treat you like a king, treat you like a queen, if they've never been around royalty before? Let that one sink in. Let that one stick. You have to be very clear on the things you will not stand for. Create standards and boundaries, and create that wall of self-respect that people have to live up to. It's a non-negotiable. Your character is not for sale. Your standards and your boundaries and the lines you draw are not for compromise and are not for sale. So you have to make them very clear, and also be willing to stand up to them and live up to them. You can't let certain people get away with certain things, but then let others get away, but then not let others get away with it. Do you know what I mean? You have to really, really stand on these principles. It's all about the principles and the standards you set. That is going to dictate how people treat you moving forward. So if you can take anything from this video, be very clear on the things you will not stand for and tolerate. And also ask these questions of other people. What would you do if? What do you think about this? You have to vocalize. Don't just be sat on dates in meetings asking about the favorite football team or colors or songs or what concert they've been to and all these rubbish little small talk things, because life's too short to be surrounded by people who don't appreciate you and people who are just willing to take the piss out of you willy-nilly and cross the lines and don't have any respect for your boundaries. Like, you deserve more than that. But just because you deserve it in here does not mean you're going to get it out here. You have to vocalize. You have to be very clear on the things you want out of a person, out of a connection, out of anything in life. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you watching me rant and spit everywhere all over my car. If you could just do me a favor, like the video, share the video, and just subscribe to the channel. It's free and it helps me grow and it gives me more encouragement and helps me bring bigger guests onto the podcast. And yeah, wishing you all a great weekend. Let's go.